My dear viewers, this is a new episode of our program Windows, and today we are going to discuss the effect and the role of social media and also the rumors and its effect and how to support our state. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us our dear guest, Professor Dr. Wael Badawy, Member of Research Council on Communication and Information Technology and Professor of AI. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Well, Dr. Badawy, first give us an idea about how the social media replaced the traditional media.
Social media started to empower people to start to talk, and suddenly we start to shift as a society into processing data from the digital environment. So we right now avoid buying newspaper on paper. We only look at information online. In the same time, we have the economical issues and the economical crisis, and we start to ask, like, why do we have the green climate change issues, which start to look at more trees. We start to look at environmental behavior. The conclusion is we shift our focus into online platform, and we group it as what we call it social media.
Yes.
Apparently, it has its own advantage and its own disadvantage. However, when we look at users are always hidden behind the screen of their name, their digital identity. So it demonstrates that when you be hidden, you can start to give higher voice. Apparently, newspaper outlets start to shift into the digital era, and they start to change the titles from journalism using camera, using phones, behind what we call to use as blogs. It starts to be now a digital newspaper.
Yes.
And we always share this news on social media. We share them, we follow them, we like them, and what we create right now is social media value or social media presence.
Yes. At the start of the social media, the people were still afraid from because it was new for them.
It was new for them, and I believe individuals at this, like 15 years ago, they didn't have the digital skills. Right now, we have the digital addict, because everybody is addicted to use social media. One of the issues we always try to warn people is to create what we call it echo room. So you have an echo coming to you. You start to say a sentence in mountains, the echo will reply and repeat the same sentence.
Yes.
And this is actually, it's part of the marketing techniques to market products. So it's not targeted in social media. Social media will include presence of users. And I am a manufacturer of a product or a seller of a product, and I want to go and say, okay, who from this segment would like or have a need to use my product?
Yes.
So this is a very legitimate technique.
Yes.
I need a new dress, I need a new shoes, I need a new suit, I need a new kitchen machine or whatever. So the algorithms initially will look at different discussions, will look for different interests, and then start to match the interest with advertiser. Later on, it start to match on your wall the news you like to see. So now I'm looking, for example, for fashion, or I'm looking for new tools for artificial intelligence. So you'll find my wall all about other friends of friends who are describing this kind of tools.
Yes.
So I will stay there for a couple of weeks. I will come back from the experience and I'll tell you, you know what, everything around me is social media and AI, and how to generate videos using AI, how to generate sound using AI. However, there are so many else happening here. There are so many other material I should be concerned. So one of the serious issues about social media, we call echo room, because it's a room echoing back what's in your interest.
Yes. The social media, when it started, for example, in Egypt, there was a very important role for the media and the television. It started warning the citizens from the rumors and spreading the rumors. And actually, it was the reaction of the Egyptian citizens was that they were very keen when they receive any news from the social media. They usually write for the one who is posting which source, what is your source. So how do you see this as a good awareness and shows the character of the Egyptian?
Right now in Egypt, as you mentioned, we have lots of groups talking about fake news, and fake news will come from social media, because I will post my opinion about any events happening around me, and I will classify it in a way. I will use different words. Eventually, when it translate and transfer among others and translate in different shares, it will become out of the truth to something else. So trying to look and vet the source and the credibility of this particular piece of news, it's a behavior which is right now start to grow value inside the Egyptian users. The serious issues we always talk about is, and let's get just simple examples. We talk about maybe a restaurant or a store, and I will go and say, you know, I went to this restaurant and they had a very negative issues with it. Then you come back and say, oh yeah, it was negative, and then somebody, and then what we found out in some specific cases, that this restaurant maybe on this day was closed. So we were just trying to prank the brand, and suddenly start to get some momentum, and suddenly start to create a fake news and fake information. Social media, because it's a people coverage, and I believe was what used to be called the Arabic Springs, people were looking for information, and this information did not come quickly through the standard source of news at the time. Away from the Arabic Springs, we can look at the era of Corona. So people start to look for more updates, and you know that traditional newspaper and news outlet will come with the news in the morning. So we start now to look at the people-generated news. So there are a few worldwide and the global events where we start to seek knowledge from alternative source. And in my personal evaluation, this is where part of the dynamics of how social media have been used. Similar to what I'm trying to explain here is using of remote meetings and virtual meetings. Right now, after Corona, for 2 years, we used to have all the meetings in a virtual domain using 2 or 3 different platforms, away from advertising to any of them. Right now is a preferred method to run a workshop or a classroom using virtual meetings.
So this is one of the benefits, or the several benefits of and the positive side of the social media. And of course, you just mentioned, Doctor, the corona virus. Also, it helped a lot for the students and the schools to run their learning through the social media.
It helps a lot, and also
online. I mean,
online. It helps a lot online. Yes, this is true. And I can also say that there were some doctors that were doing groups, because at that time we were not able to go out of our house. So there was groups, and it's actually prohibited by the any act to conduct an online evaluation without seeing the patient within 10 meters. However, the circumstances promoted the use of social media. Away from these two events, we wouldn't be in this current situation of having social media getting to our life. Nowadays, we're trying to get students off social media. Like in classrooms, students are very addicted to social media. They cannot leave their phones. And we're trying now to force them and try to explain, you can use social media, but use it to your own benefit. Using to make a new job, using to get higher education or better education.
But concerning the young children, the pandemic of the coronavirus, we discovered that the young children, there's a certain age, the teenagers, they have to learn and go to school and not online. So they are not going to benefit a lot from the social media, on the contrary, or on learning online. So on the contrary, the elder people have benefited a lot through using the social media and working on line from home and using the Zoom, for example. So there's a certain age that could benefit.
I would say all ages will benefit. If they use it in the proper way.
Properly, yes.
So if I sit in front of a platform for virtual classrooms,
yes,
I must have my notes, I must have my papers beside me, I have the obligation to take notes and then study.
Yes.
I don't entertain it as watching a game or watching a TV show.
Yes.
So students who are being keen to learn the content,
yes,
they will get their own notes and they will summarize and yes, they will interact.
Yes.
The others will be just watching it and maybe doing something else in parallel, so they don't get neither inputs. So we are, for individuals who are able to do the work, it was the same. Like we used to work remotely and we have the paperwork, we have everything in surrounding, yes, and we sit in front of the machine and we start to work hard and exchange information.
Yes.
We attended, I personally attend at least 2 meetings daily, yes, using one of these 3 or 4 platforms, yes, with international committees. We now elect not to go to conferences and use the virtual, and we don't, actually I have a mandate with my students, we don't submit to any conference, do not have hybrid presence. Yes. Yes. Because I prefer, instead of traveling from Cairo to Alexandria, I prefer to sit in front of the computer, provide my lecture. It saves me at least 3-4 hours of traveling time.
Yes.
So we have been benefiting, but we have to be cautious, aware how to use it effectively toward our goals.
Yes.
And this is where the message is.
Another point, Dr. Badawy, is how does the social media shape the public opinion?
As I stated, social media, it's one-man show, it's one opinion. Even if you take videos, one guy will take the videos or one girl will take the videos using their own phone. And suddenly you start to rebel across of multiple shares, multiple likes, multiple comments. No matter which social media platform you're using, they are most likely have only 3. Yes. And maybe favor and maybe other. Then what will happen is you will have the mass agreement. So you'll have the group, the largest community will agree to this content. So now you can see a domination for this opinion.
Yes.
Previously, we used to have a specific channel, and the channel will limit the messages. Now you are having uncontrolled, unmonitored message. And sometimes this message will become as a fake message. We have been watching presidents of countries are putting fake images and talking about these fake images. And suddenly what we discover, this was generated by AI, this is not a truthful images. But you discover this after having millions of followers worldwide.
Yes. So
the danger of social media, it can drive the public opinion based on someone biased, and sometimes the bias is not intended. Sometimes the bias is just by chance or have been just his own decision. Is not targeted to be biased or is not decided. Yes. It's just by mistake. Yesterday there was a comment on what people can share because of the current war coming in, and apparently when we start to react to this comment that we don't share information, we found out that this outlet did not say this statement.
Yes.
But it was obvious that they should try to advise Egyptians don't share information about strategic locations or strategic things in Egypt.
Yes, sir. Doctor, during problems or any affairs that the state is going through, we see that the social media, we can all have a look at the point of views of the citizens supporting the state, which is of course a very the unity of the people of the state themselves. But at the same time, how does the state and the government react to or it's good step for the government to know the point of views or the problems of the citizens and have a look at what they are suffering and what their needs are and their priorities. Give us an idea about the importance of this, because we can see that actually the state is reacting to the needs of the people.
Our government, with the Vision 2030, we had the vision of, under our President Sisi, we had the vision of moving to be a digital nation. So digitalization, it's a must, it's not a choice for Egyptians. So what we start to see over the last 2-3 years is we start to see some regulations, some laws, some acts which allow the state to get actions. And the actions and reactions sometimes are just posts. So currently we see like there is some debate about some issues. Suddenly you find the Prime Minister office producing, saying on the social media, people exchanging this information. The truth or our vision or what we found is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
So this participation of the government, not by denying or by rejecting the claims, by justifying, it's always a brilliant move, and suddenly you'll find everybody surrounding and sharing this kind of post. Our government right now, I believe we have more than 60 unit of the government, ministers or facilities or groups, where they do have an active pages online. The Prime Minister will have an active page. Sometimes you cannot even follow the flush of information, because all the ministers will get at least 2 to 3 posts on a daily basis. So if you look at his Facebook page, for example, you cannot even follow. It's just too much information. The information is not too much in reality, because it serves different interests, different people. So our state is brilliant into monitoring this kind of posts, taking actions of the post sometimes within less than 1 hour. So there was an occasion in Upper Egypt, they said there is a conflict of so and so. The government will come within less than 1 hour saying this was not a conflict, this was just a simple accident, and they will start to tell what was happening from the government perspective. And quite honestly with you, this is the best approach to address social media. So we are right now look at all TV channels, looking at all media outlets for the government, owned by government or private. Their prime broadcast is social media and online presence, no matter it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. We start now to see the social media part or the digital part is part of any operation happening in our nation, which will agree to our vision of 2030.
Yes. So the social media now is a very good contact or link between the citizens and the state or the government. So how do you see also when the government is spreading news, warning the citizens concerning, for example, a pandemic, or warning them against whatever?
The government will
the importance of this.
This is very important, because people, as I say, like spend more time, more hours right now, not on standard TVs. It's mainly on screens on social media. So having the outlet, and the outlet will spread or will send the message through social media, it will get more attractions to individuals. We always say that in the past, if I come to city and I want to contact you, I will go to the phone book, look up your name, look up your address, look up your phone number, and call you to say, here I am in town. Right now, we look at all the information online. The easy and the danger of online is when you put in front of me any kind of news or any kind of information, I have the luxury as experienced users to go to search this information to other outlet, verify its own accuracy, and then I can share it. And these are the steps we always try to advise all of our Egyptian friends, brothers and sisters. Don't share without verifying the source of this information. Don't share because this is what you like. Share because this is the truth. Take a step back, take the information, go to different outlet, go to certified outlet. like Nile TV outlet, Nile TV pages. Go to the Ministry of Broadcast. Go to the Prime Minister. Go websites or pages. Go to the presidential pages. Any of these pages, if they say this particular piece of news, feel comfort and share it. Otherwise, you are spreading most likely a spam or targeted message, or simply we call it fake news.
Yes. So also, Doctor, the impact of the social media on the relations, family relations, on yes.
It's another angle and another negative side of social media, and
Yes.
I personally.
You feel it's breaking the bonds, or
It's not breaking the bond. Is when if
or
there
it's
are
helping?
it's not-
Sometimes we receive information, and we can know more about how to deal with the relations in the family through the social media.
Yes
or
and no,
is-
because
yes.
if you know how to deal with relations,
Yeah.
you don't have the complete image of your personal situation. So you have to be talented enough to map the use to your own situations.
Yes.
So the issue is, it's an echo room, because I come and say, yeah, there is a problem here. Everybody say, okay, here is my problem, which is similar to your problem, and then they will start to talk about different solutions.
Yes.
Either breaking bonds, or going to court, or taking aggressive actions.
Yes.
And many of the situations we have been watching, it will just make a phone call and say, hi, I feel I'm sorry. What about you? Do you feel sorry too? They say yes, and then they combine again. So exposing your view of your own problem online, it's a danger issue, because people who are trying to participate, they don't care about you. Sometimes people will talk about their personal experience, which completely is the opposite of the truth, because they want to appear as heroes. So we have also, as users, to be intelligent enough to judge, and this is where we always see we need more education, more spreading the culture of
Yes.
intelligent user. You read the information and judge. Nobody can get married in a few minutes over the social media, and nobody shall get divorced over social media.
Yes, of
You always
course.
have to verify.
Yes.
We also have been watching the other issues about having somebody, one very famous actor who have been just passed away, and suddenly we found 4 years ago he has his own funeral, but somebody starts saying, yeah, he passed away today. Then when you look back, try to verify the information, his funeral was 4 years ago.
Yes.
But people start to promote and create a hype, create an echo room or an echo channel to echo the same, to echo the same, to echo the same. In the past, we used to have fact-check algorithms from social media. And the fact-check algorithm used to cut or censor this kind of news.
Yes.
Later on, some voices start to talk about freedom of expression versus censoring because it's fact-check compliance. And this debate end up that social media now have been either reducing or removing fact-check algorithms. So we are right now exposed to any and every opinion.
Yes.
And here we have also talked about more intelligent users, intelligent Egyptian users,
Yes.
who can judge the source, the accuracy, why this information have been showing.
Yes.
On the trouble or the social market or the social problems, we also want to warn our viewers that sometimes you send the wrong message, because if I come and say, oh, I was in traffic and it's too busy here, there are people outside are looking for this piece of information to judge that the infrastructure for Egypt is crowded streets. So when we have issues internally and it's not global, you have to be careful that when you raise these issues are basically broadcast to others as major problem. Remember, there was Goma Shawan episode.
This is a TV series.
TV series.
An old one.
An old one. And what was in this? What is the target or one of the main prime messages of this series? They would like to get somebody just saying there is a lack of sugar supplies. There is a lack of, because this sugar supply issue, it demonstrates a problem to our enemies. So all what they were looking for is just pieces of information which doesn't have any value in my opinion, because we live it, we notice it. There was more lines on acquiring bread. So when we try to share online, we have to be careful that some of these simple things, very simple, it may transmit information to our watcher, our enemies, our people who want to use us, and this will create an issue for our nation. We don't have to. Why do you want to say negative information? Why do you want to express problem? Enjoy. You are on the internet to enjoy.
Also, would like to ask you, Doctor, we've spoken about providing help for the family and gathering having more information and more awareness concerning the relations in the same family or with the friends. Concerning the role of the social media in creating or building community and gathering people who share the same interests.
The same interest it shouldn't be a social interest. The same interest, if you limit it to professional interest, it will be,
for example,
engineering, like
arts,
arts,
cinema.
Yes. So if it's a professional interest, if it's a hobby, it shall be acceptable.
Yes.
But having the mommy's group is not effective, is not beneficial.
Yes.
So we are using social media to promote our production. So I do have a group of students. They build media using artificial intelligence, TV shows and music and material like that. We use this to promote our productions. And these are hobbyists. They are not professional.
Yes.
So they feel the proud of showing their work. So having it to promote yourself is one issue. Having discussions, show your writing or audible or visual material is beneficial. Trying to expose your personal life problem, it's a big problem. We have also to remind people with what I like to call it people network. The dangerous things you have in your digital identity, that you have your date of birth, you have your information, then you have what?
What are the things that the person should be cautious about?
You shouldn't share more than the minimum information.
The minimum information is the name,
the name.
Date of birth?
Not the date of birth. Is
the faculty, the education? No.
Not necessary. It's based on your target. So for me, I put my date and months. Why do I put my year?
Sometimes you see people also putting their address, the place they live.
And this is, if it's not this for a personal promotion, like we have to distinguish between two things. I'm trying to show my lifestyle because I want to get more followers, like some of the singers. They like to be a brand, or one of the model, or one of the influential, or one of the actors. They represent a specific brand, or they are a face of a fashion. So they will go to their helicopters, they will go to their planes. This is not the public, this is not the common individuals. We have to be careful also by showing our friends and our family members, because we have been watching that there are some spies will get to your account and they will do social engineering. They will get you
make a hacking or something.
They can make a hack, and in some countries they can kill and target your family members. And this what we see in the current war. We don't want to get into more discussion about that, but this is also dangerous. So if I'm traveling, don't mention where are you going. Don't show, because if I know your address and I know you are traveling, I can come and steal your house. So when you come back from the trip, share what you have. And this is what we do, because we like, before I come here, I share because I want to grab viewers to my show from my followers. So I share, I am here, but not when I travel for a personal or a family event. You have to be able to judge. Why? Ask yourself, what is the benefit of sharing? One situation also.
So there should be a kind of a privacy.
Yes. And one phone call I made on my way here, because I had a good friend of mine. She had an issue and she started to share and cry online and saying they took my idea, they. So I called her, I said, please remove this post, because this negative post will affect your image in the long term. Because we will always remember the negative. So if you come and say, I hate this place, or I had difficulties with this guy, or why they treat me with that, we will always feel that you are inferior.
Yes.
And this feeling will not go away.
Yes.
So when you share, you have to be careful.
Yes.
You have to think, why I'm sharing? And please share cheerful, inspiring information.
Yes.
Not sharing negative. And that's why, remember early on when they talk about somebody introduced to someone online, and when they met, he was not the same and she was not the same, because always remember, internet and social media presence is just a coverage. Is a different look of your own person. It's not the same. People will not come real. People will hide behind some digital identity.
Yes. Concerning also the opportunity you've just mentioned, the marketing for the work that you work, a person works, advertising for it, and also how about the job opportunities the person can receive through the social media?
On job opportunity, we do have some platforms where companies will announce jobs.
Yeah.
And now I can take the job post, and when you apply, they will tell you how many of your followers or your circle working at this company. And you can go and see their opinion, and you can go there and see their post about their own companies. So having searching online for jobs is good. Verifying the job is real by connecting to the real friends you have within your group. And also you can do some intelligence around collecting information about the company, which is also double sword for any company presence. Because any place, one trick we used to know, any developer usually will have problems in their development. So the intelligent developers online, what they do, they create groups for problem in this project. They are the same one who created the groups. And what they do is they get all the negative feedback from users. And they moderate it. By letting them talk into the closed environment, they know the problem. They may fix it or they may take actions or not. It doesn't matter. But when you start to read the problems of this particular project, you start to get engaged with the project.
Yes.
You know about the project, which we call it negative marketing. But it's very effective. It's extremely effective for the new development and the new businesses. So having these social media strategies and be aware of them, usually viewers can go and search on this, this information. I'm not inventing it. It's actually available online if somebody will search. Searching on job online, searching on skills online. So if you want to learn new tool, if you want to learn how to do new even recipes.
Yes. So some people use the social media only for entertainment. How about the entertainment?
I don't think they use it for entertainment. I believe they don't value their own time, so they spend the more time they have. And what we always say, put a schedule. Like I use social media when I wake up because my career or my job, my daily job requires that I be engaged with the news, because students and different individuals will come. So for me, when I wake up, I spend maybe 1 hour before breakfast on it. When I go to work, if I have break, I can use it. But during work time, during meetings, there is no social media. So you can make like 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. You have to ask why you are there, what is the target, what's your long-term objective.
That's for elder, but the young children, it's harmful.
For young children, if they
in a way or another, the very young children.
If they
some doctors have warned that it would drive them to autism.
I understand that, but there is no one should be online below 13 years old.
Yes.
Even you see all these social media
platforms.
platforms.
Because all the children are online.
Yeah, so for us, for parents to get the children, what we always advise, get them an online game which teach them something. Something about cyber security, something about
cyberbullying.
There are games online where you go and play these games.
So they can benefit.
So they can learn.
Yes. Yes.
The new generation coming to be digital generation is more oriented toward machines. They don't like details. This all we understand from psychology and from teaching the new generation. However, there is limits, because they can get into situation they cannot consent, and they cannot judge.
Yes.
That's why we talk about 13 years old, we talk about 14, we talk about 16, 18, 21, 25.
Yes.
Each one of these ages in different regulations, different laws, they do have permission above this age. And when you ask in glomery discussions why, they will tell you because they they cannot consent, they cannot judge, they cannot see the long-term impact of this usage or of this practice.
Yes.
That's why we always advise, don't tell your kids to mark any age and don't approve it. Even for parents inside their own homes, they should control access to specific outlets. So they should go to the home router and block some usages for some phones and some tablets, because in this way you will control your kids from using the bad content to the good content.
Yes, yes. I thank you very much for your time and thank you for coming today. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Wael Badawy, member of Research Council on Communication and Information Technology and Professor of Artificial Intelligence. Thank you very much. I really had the honor to have you with us today.
Same for me, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, with this we come to the end of our program Windows. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.